Eggman became a good guy. On the Ark, Dr. Eggman says, "Tails, do you really think my grandmother meant to destroy us along with the Earth?" Tails answered, "The question does pose quite a challenge to be answered, but in the end is most certainly unknown." This is not what the doctor needed to hear, as his shoulders slumped down as he walked out of the door. Time skip about a year later. Dr. Eggman was still feeling super depressed about the whole Ark thing, and decided he should be happy that this new metal Sonic would be ready soon. Dr. Eggman slowly gets into his newly rebuilt Death Egg robot and starts moving super slowly at Sonic, stating, "Prepare yourself, Hedgehog." His heart isn't in it. As he throws a slow rocket punch, Sonic moves at normal speed, instead of his usual super speed, dodging effortlessly. Dr. Eggman states, "It's not over yet, Hedgehog," as his robot throws another super slow punch. Sonic again effortlessly dodges. As Sonic realizes this is sad even for Eggman, he decides to ask, "Hey, Egghead, are you okay?" Dr. Eggman says, "Sonic, just destroy my mech and take the emeralds. We both know how this ends." Sonic states, "Okay, Eggman, take care of yourself." Sonic walks past Eggman's mech and grabs the emerald. Sonic and Tails both wondering, is this a victory or not? Chapter 2. As Dr. Eggman was walking to the hardware store, he comes across an alien spaceship. He decides what's the worst that could happen. As he walks up to it, he notices a woman inside. He immediately recognizes that she is out cold, so he decides to open the pod to let her out and bring her to the Death Egg, the one place the Galactic Patrol didn't know still existed. Jocko was still looking for him after the events of Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Dr. Eggman luckily had created a stasis chamber that would heal her wounds. It would take her about 3 months to heal her in there, at least to a state of where she would be conscious. He knew that then he could ask her what had happened to her. He noticed she had a tail, and that made him wonder, could she be what is called a Saiyan? Dr. Eggman technically didn't know what a Saiyan was, but he heard chatter about one from when he hacked into Jocko's onboard navigation system and changed his coordinates to planet Vegeta, unwittingly causing their destruction by order of the Galactic King. But luckily for Eggman, Frieza beat the Galactic King to the punch and destroyed the planet for no reason whatsoever. So now Eggman won't have to deal with the guilt of causing the destruction of an inhabited planet. So as soon as they arrive on the Death Egg, Dr. Eggman gets a call from one of his factories on Earth stating that Metal Sonic has finally been completed. It is time for him to be activated. Dr. Eggman goes to his offshore facility and reprograms Metal to help people, but makes one fatal mistake in the code and gives him a free will. Metal Sonic states, "I am Neo Metal Sonic, and I will destroy the Hedgehog." Dr. Eggman states, "What has gotten into you, Metal?" Neo Metal Sonic states, "The name is Neo Metal Sonic, my fair creator, and you have given me free will, so I may do as I please." Dr. Eggman said, "But why would you want to continue down the foolish path that I have abandoned? It was not worth my time, son. I don't want you to fall down the path of my own stupidity and foolishness." Gine, who he decided needed to be under his watchful eye at all times, was stored in a stasis chamber in a nearby room. She was healing a lot quicker than he expected. She heard all of Eggman's words and what he said to Metal Sonic. Metal was not having it as he kept arguing with Dr. Eggman and finally slapped him, knocking him to the ground. Dr. Eggman said, "Metal, how could you?" And Metal threw Eggman into one of his own jail cells. Gine couldn't take it, as she didn't like how Metal Sonic was going against Eggman's wishes. Eventually it ended up where Gine quickly left the stasis pod to see what was going on. Sure, she saw Eggman in the prison cell. And well, while she did not like it, she decided it would be better if she kept her distance for the time being and listened to what Eggman had to say as he was in his jail cell. Dr. Eggman said, It's a place like this really is befitting a person like me, a person like my past, but I wish this isn't how things had to end. It ended the same way for my grandfather." A beaten-up Omochao flies towards Eggman. Eggman states, "Please let its voice box be broken like the rest of it." Omochao says, "Bzz. To feel better about yourself, you should help others." Dr. Eggman says, Why should I? What have others done for me, huh?" The Omochao answers, "It will help you with your mental state, and it might feel good, do help others." It says that it slowly falls to the ground. Dr. Eggman says, "Thanks, small little Omochao." Gine takes pity on the small Omochao as to destroy Eggman's cell doors. Eggman says, I thought you wouldn't be fully recovered for at least another day. She states that she heard everything and that they need to leave the facility because it was going to explode in 4 minutes. She grabs Omo Chow and they make a run for it, and finally get out of the base. Meanwhile, back with Sonic, he gets a letter telling him the world will end in 3 days, and Sonic rushes off to stop this evil. Kine and Eggman stop by Seaside Beach Zone to take a much-needed breather, not knowing Sonic was there, and they bump into him. Kine and Eggman explain the situation to him, and he understood it perfectly, and they teamed up to fight Metal. Time skip to the final fight. Dr. Eggman and Kine were standing face-to-face with Neo Metal Sonic's transformation. Dr. Eggman got pummeled into a wall, sparking some kind of transformation from Kine. As she screamed out, "That's my Dr. Reggae!" She rocketed in power and glowed a bright yellow, and her hair turned blonde as she erupted towards Neo Metal. Tearing a hole through him, Metal reverts back to his normal form and collapses. Kine does the same, but Metal is no more, while Kine will just be taking a power nap. One day during his training with Kine, Eggman finds a baby spider. He tries to help it, but the spider thinks Eggman is trying to attack it. So it bites him, and then he immediately dies. Dr. Eggman is sad that the little spider has mistaken his kindness, but goes back to his training with Kine, unaware that he has gained spider powers. Time skip to 2 years later. Goku is now turning 3 years old, and Raditz is turning 4 years old. And of course, their daughter Maria is turning 2 years old, while their youngest child, Gerald, is turning 1 year old. However, Grandpa Gohan and Uncle Sonic watch over them, while Goku and Kine train occasionally. Sonic will train with them. It depends on if Shadow will watch the children alongside Grandpa Gohan. Usually Shadow will train with Goku and Kine unless Sonic throws a tantrum, demanding he needs to be trained. But other than that, Sonic watches the children as their uncle, while Shadow says he's old enough to be the children's grandpa and watches over them as another grandpa should. Although they're interrupted by Kine and Eggman saying, "Hey Shadow, last time we saw you, it was last year." Shadow states, "Yeah, I've been busy trying to find the Chaos Emeralds." Eggman asks, "Can I show them my new powers, Kine?" Kine states Sonic already knows because he was there when you showed them to me, or at least that was the day you got them and screwed up and accidentally grabbed Sonic's chili dog with your webs. Dr. Eggman wasted no time in showing off his new spider powers to Shadow. He shot a web line straight towards his old villain suit and pulled it to him, saying, "The spider egg is in the house," as he gives a signature laugh. Oh, 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 oh. Meanwhile, on the planet of the Kais, Shin is watching them, and he is laughing as he states, "I knew there was good in you for all these years, and I want to see how far you go." Whis laughs at Shin's remark to this and says, "I as well want to see how much stronger the doctor can get." Time skip past the years of peace. It has been 7 years now, and Raditz is now 10 years old, and Goku is now 9 years old. Dr. Eggman and Kine are still training when they receive word that 2 elite Saiyans would arrive on Earth in 1 year. They stop training and turn to Grandpa Gohan, and of course Sonic. They all know that they have to leave Gerald and Maria in his care while they go fight the Saiyans. Gerald and Maria are too young to join in this fight. They must be trained and prepared to defend the Earth if Eggman and Kine are to fail. In battle, they leave Grandpa Gohan and Knuckles in charge of the kids' training. Eggman has grown extremely strong, and he even rivals Frieza, but King Kai and Kami both worry that this strength isn't enough to defeat Vegeta and Nappa. Even though Vegeta is the same age as Goku, he is a Super Saiyan, not just an ordinary Super Saiyan, but he is as strong as Super Saiyan 2. So Kami bargains with King Yama to allow Goku, Raditz, Eggman, and Kine to go train with King Kai. Needless to say, it turned into a competition between Goku and Raditz to see who could get to King Kai's planet first. And of course, Kine told Eggman to race ahead to keep an eye on the children and make sure nothing bad would happen to them. Time skip to the day of training. Everyone arrives at the same time, well, except for Goku and Raditz, who make idiots out of themselves by talking to the monkey. Everything goes as in canon, except that everyone masters the Kaioken technique. Time skip. Of course, Sonic is way faster than before, and so is Goku and Eggman and Kine. All of them race back to Earth in hopes of beating the Saiyans back to Earth. Back on Earth, Shadow senses a large amount of chaos energy and ki, heading straight for Earth, so he teleports to the site. As he hears a voice saying, "Are we there yet, Vegeta?" Vegeta states, "Oh, for the love of the gods! Shut up, Nappa!" Shadow is then met by Krillin, Amy, Tails, Piccolo, Tien, Knuckles, Mario, and Luigi. They all get into fighting stance. Just as Yamcha lands behind them, they get ready, and the Saiyans jump out of their pods. Vegeta asks, "Where are the Chaos Emeralds?" Knuckles and Piccolo both state, "Like crap, we'll tell you." Vegeta then states, "The hard way it is. Who wants to die first?" as he plants a couple of Cybermen. The first victim is Yamcha because he was being way too cocky as in canon. Shadow threw a bunch of Chaos Spears, taking down all the Cybermen in his area. Shadow states, these beings are weak. Krillin throws a Destructo Disc, destroying most of the Cybermen around him. Knuckles just punches all of them at super high speeds, destroying them all. Piccolo does his best as well, until eventually all the Cybermen are destroyed, with the only sacrifices being Chiaotzu and Tien Shinhan, along with Yamcha. That was Knuckles versus Nappa, with Nappa completely obliterating Knuckles and Piccolo, jumping in front of Nappa's huge energy blast, killing both Piccolo and Knuckles. The Chaos Emeralds then turn into nothing more than useless rocks, along with the Master Emerald and the Dragon Balls do the same, unleashing Chaos Zero and Tikal into their world. Shadow laughs at them, stating, you will never get the Chaos Emeralds or Master Emerald now, because once you kill the Echidna, the Emeralds will disappear, as well as the Dragon Balls once you kill the Namekian. Everyone was shocked that Shadow had just called Piccolo a Namekian.